Alright, hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of the series. Okay, where we'll be continuing with the designing of the Kick website. Okay, in today's video we'll be covering this part right here, which I would say is the backbone of this website, where the users are going to be able to filter by, in this case, live categories, okay, and each specific category itself. So whether that be just chatting, okay. So this is what we're going to try to be building today, this backbone of the website. We'll avoid this for now, okay, because I'm trying to make it as simple as possible so everybody can follow this. But if you guys want in the future, if you guys want us to implement this or any other functionality, just let me know in the comments, okay? Okay, so let's start off where we left off from the previous video, okay? So here it is. I want to say that we added just now, right guys? Feel free to pause the video and add this right here. So I added another array. I called it top live categories, which is just this right here. So I gave it an image, a category, the viewers that are watching it right here, and then lastly some tags. Okay, feel free to pause the video, or if you guys want me to leave this in the comments, feel free to let me know. Okay, so I added that right there, and which is the same as users. I just gave it for each category and added an array of tags, and did the same for just chatting. Okay, so I did this right here. Okay, so I just grabbed an array again of objects, and I gave it the image, category, the viewers watching it, and then the username, okay, of that streamer. We could go ahead and do all these, okay, but since it's the exact same thing, we'll just go based off one, and then you guys are going to be able to copy the same format, the same layout. Okay, so let's start by running same thing as the previous video, npm run dev. This will open up our app. My bad, npm run dev. Okay, so now if we run localhost, we see our app. Alright, that's what we built last time. Now we're going to build the core of the website. So let's begin with these top live categories. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, we could just create it here. Okay, you know what, we're just going to create a component. So we'll just call this top live dot foo, and again we'll set up a script. Okay, first thing I see is we have some padding, okay, right here. So we're going to give this some padding, but that we are going to do in this index page. Okay, so we're just going to create a div with the name of, call it main. Well, and first of all, we also have this width of this sidebar, so we're going to have to do margin left of this width of this sidebar right here, and then give it some padding. Okay, so we're going to come right here, we're going to do box sizing. We're going to give it a width of 100 view width. Actually, we're going to do calc. No, we're just going to do margin left 256 pixels, which is the width of this right here. Now we'll do width calc 100 view width minus that width of that sidebar. So now that'll leave us with this space. and then we could just give it some padding. So we'll do padding, we'll do left and right 2.5, and then we'll do top and bottom. My bad. Top and bottom would be 1 point. Okay, we'll do this right here, and that should be that right here. Okay, now let's work on this top live categories. So we see we have new text, all right, which is much larger than our previous text. So let's create that. So we'll come into our app, we'll call this text. We'll do L for large, font size, and we'll do line height. Okay, so let's begin with our top live component. So we have some sort of a gap right here between the title and the grid, right, and these categories. So we'll come right here, we'll call this, we'll just do top, we'll just do live, no, we'll actually do top container. So this is going to be display flex direction column. Okay, since they're vertically aligned right here, and it has some gap, so we'll do gap 1 point. I'll just do 1. Okay, so now we have the title, which we'll call, with that new style we just created, text L. We'll do font bold, text white. And this is okay. Let's call our component in here. I'll do top. Okay, we can't see it. Okay. So we'll do margin top, also get rid of that header, margin top. We'll do 60 pixels. And there it is. Okay. Perfect. Now let's continue with this grid layout. So the same thing as we did in the previous video. So we're just going to cycle through an array of our objects. So all we have to do is create one component. So we'll come back to our top live. Call this title. This is going to be our grid container. Top grid container. So we're going to do display flex. We have a gap. Okay. So we'll do gap 1. As we see. Not display flex, my bad. Display grid. And then we'll see that it has 7 columns. So we'll just do grid template columns, repeat 7 for the 7 columns, and it's going to occupy all that space, so 1 and 4. Okay, so now we can import our data from use channels again, right here. That's called top live containers, so we're returning it right here. So we'll just grab that name, const top live categories, and we'll call it use channel. So now we have access to those items. Okay, so we'll come here and do single top live category, and again, for each specific item we have the image above and we have the details below it. So we'll do display flex, flex direction, we'll do column, and as we can see it has some gap again, so we'll do some small gap, 0.25. okay, and that should pretty much be it. We can come here now and cycle through those items like so. We'll do item, grab the index. Index is going to be useful to create this number right here. And all right, perfect. So now we'll have the image above first. So we'll do image of category. We'll call this top like that, and we'll style it. Okay, so we'll give it on an aspect ratio of 164 by 219. Okay, now why? Yes, we could define this and give it a fixed height. Yes, we could say that this is 200 pixels in height, but the problem with that is it's not going to be responsive. So when we adjust it to different screens, okay, it's going to stay static. So by giving it an aspect ratio, it adapts to the screen size. So that's why we're giving it an aspect ratio. Okay, now we have some sort of border radius, so we'll do border radius 0.25 REM. And same thing I said about these sidebar navigation. Okay, these images, you gotta treat this as a square. So if you don't set this to overflow hidden, okay, we're just gonna see a square for the image. So if we want to get this circle effect like this, because this is a square, it's cutting it off because we set it to overflow hidden. So that's what we're gonna do. So we'll do overflow hidden, and that's pretty much it. We can call our image now in here. Okay, we'll give this a class of, we'll do top image, I'll do width 100%, height 100%, object fit, cub. Okay, now we can call our image by binding the source and assigning it to item. I forgot what we called it. Item and image. So we'll do item dot image like so. You should be able to see it now, and there they are. Okay, now it's all the same image, because if you look here, see how they all have the same image. Feel free to change, guys. This is just for the demo, for this example. Okay, so there we go. I'm actually going to give it a little bit more margin, just to be exact. So we're gonna come top live. We're gonna do gap of 1.5. Let's see that. Okay, let's remove some. So we'll just leave it like that. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Let's do this details container now. So we'll come right here. I'll call this details category. Detail. And again, display flex, as we could see. Flex direction, column. Okay, but if we see here, there's some sort of gap between these. So we're gonna come right here. And also, as we can see, there's some padding when we hover over the container. We see that this is below our tags, and it has some padding to the right and left. So we'll give this some padding. No padding, top 0. We'll do right 4 pixels. Bottom we'll do 12 pixels. Left we'll do 4 pixels. All right. And then we're also going to do a gap, like we said, 0. So now we have, we'll call this details top section. And we'll call this the bottom section. So details bottom tag section. So now we'll do display flex direction column. And we have our base text. So we'll come text base. And we have text is white. And we'll give it some boldness. Like so. So now we can cycle through our categories. Okay, so come right here. We'll do item dot category. And we'll get this like so. Let's change this to match this right here. So we're going to create a class text. We'll do white space. So we'll do text overflow ellipse. White space. Alright. Trying to match this right here. So you see how this GTA is overflowing? Okay, so that's what we're trying to match right here. And we'll also do overflow in. So let's grab this, put it in here. Okay, let's fix this. So we'll do flex. Okay, wait, give me a second. Get rid of this. Okay, so the issue we are getting right here is because we have to set our parent container, we have to give it a constraint. So we're going to do overflow of hidden, and there you go. Okay, so let's continue with the watching. So the viewer count. So we'll come right here. You can see it's a smaller text font and that gray that we created previously. So we'll do text. We'll do small text. We'll get our font weight, semi-bold, semi-bold, and the color. And this is item dot watching, and don't forget to put the watch right here. So we'll save that, and we'll get this. That text is actually too big, so we'll do XS. There we go. Now let's carry on with the tag container. Let's make sure that this has a gap. Okay. So here we'll do, we can see in between each single tag there's small gaps, so we'll do display flex. We'll give it a gap of that. And then we're just gonna steal that gray color. So we'll come right here, as we can see. So I'll just steal that. So we'll just come through here. And we're going to cycle through. Remember, this is an array of tags. So we're going to cycle through this array of tags. So we're going to do single tag container. And again, we're going to cycle through. We'll do tag. And this is going to be item dot tags. Okay. So this is going to have that background color of that. Give it a height 22 pixels. Give it some padding. Top and bottom 0, left and right will do 8 pixels. And this is this right here. Okay. So now all that's left is grab that tag name. And this is also in an XS, I believe. Let's check. I think it's the smallest font we have. We do. So we'll do and we'll give it some white text. And now I'll just call the tag. Refresh, save it. Okay, it's not showing. Let's see. Let's see if it's this. We'll do test. It's not that easy. I know it is. Okay, so I think we're not getting our tag. I know we are. Okay. So now we'll just give this some border radius, like we see right here. So we'll do border radius 100 pixels. So we get that right there. And we're actually going to assign some style to our text. So I'll do font semi-bold, semi-bold, and there you go. All right. We'll now continue with these hover effect. Okay. And this is why we gave this some padding. Actually, let's do this number first. All right. So let's work on the number. So that's simple, since we already are getting that index. All right. Since we're already getting that index from the array, we could just do, we'll do number index. So now we'll make this relative, and we can call this absolute. So it has some space in the top and left, so we'll do top okay. And we see how the number is extremely much larger than our previous fonts, so we'll just create a new font right here. We'll do text num, do font size 32 pixels, and we'll give it a weight of 900, and we'll make sure it's white. So we'll do color white. Okay, so now do class text num, and we'll just grab the index. So right here we'll just do index, but since an array starts from 0, okay, as you can see now, you're going to be able to see, starts from 0, we could just add 1 to this, plus 1. So now we see that. Okay, I see that this text has some sort of box shadow, so we'll just grab the box shadow from here. color like this. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's work now on the hover effect. So we have to set our item to relative. And it's set. So, perfect. So now we could just call this hover. We'll do right vertical stick. Alright, which is gonna be this one right here. And then this is gonna be the horizontal, so the vertical. So, and then we'll do right horizontal. We'll do this position absolute right 0, the bottom 0 of that container. We'll now give it a height 0.5 and a width of 0.2. Alright, we'll now grab this kick colored green again, like so. I'll give it a background color so there we could see it already coming through. Alright. Now let's do the other one, which is the horizontal stick. So we'll do horizontal like that, but this is going to have a height now of 2.5 and a width of 5, and we're going to give it margin right of 0.25. So now we see that we're actually going to make this one greater, much larger, so we'll do height on this is going to be 7.5. Like so. We can copy the exact same thing on the left side, so we'll just copy these two on the left, this is going to be left, it's going to be margin left. Now we're going to call them in our component, so up here to the left. And there we go. Alright, now let's get that hover effect. So when you hover over a specific element, it appears. So we'll come right here. We'll give this a class of open. And we'll just call, actually no, we don't need this. Class of open when what can we say here? Actually, yeah, we'll just create a variable, reactive variable. So we'll call this hover index. We'll set to -1, and then we'll just say I is equal to hover index. Okay. Now, whenever you hover over a container, so we'll do a mouse enter. We'll set the hover index equal to that I, and then on mouse sleeve, we'll just set it back to -1, like so. So we'll just copy this class for all of them. So now we could just say we'll do opacity and effective opacity to 1, and here it's set to 0. And we'll grab our transition from a previous video, which is right here. So this is going to be opacity. And we'll just copy the exact same thing for all of them. So we'll do like so. And now when we hover over one, we get that effect. All right. This is not. Let's fix this real quick. Has to be hover index, has to be -1, like so. Let's refresh it. So now we get that effect. All right, let's make sure to add the cursor to pointer. So we'll come right here. We'll say cursor pointer, and we get that effect, like so. Okay, perfect. Now let's give this some padding right here. So come right here, top left container, and we'll do padding. Bottom, we'll do 1.75. Alright, and we're also going to give it a margin of bottom of that. 1.75. Alright, so we have the padding, which is right here, and then this margin. Let's give it this bottom border. So we'll do border bottom. We'll just copy this right here. on previous border that we've created in our previous video, and we'll just copy that right here. We'll call this border bottom, like so. Save and refresh. As you can see it, it's right there. Okay, so let's focus now on this section right here, which again, like I mentioned, it's going to be the exact same thing for each category and topic. So once we copy it once, you guys are going to be able to just copy it for whatever you guys see fit. Okay, so let's create the section now. Let's just chatting. Let's create another component. Let's call it what do we call it? Topic. So we'll set up our script tag. Like so.
Okay, yeah, you're party leader, so just...
Matt's in the chat. Matt Smith, Matt Brown, got Matt Wood.
Do not want that. Okay. So right here, which is pretty much the exact same thing, but it's a grid of 4 now. So we'll import our data again from our composable right here, and we call this just chatting. So we'll do const just chatting is going to be equal to use channel. So again, now we got access to that data, and we're actually gonna copy this since it's the exact same thing. So we'll come right here, copy this. We'll also copy the title. Don't need this, and we don't need that. Don't need that either. And this we'll call just chatting. Alright, we still haven't called our component in our index page. We'll do that now. Just chatting. Come right here. And we'll do topic. And there it is. So now we'll create our topic grid, which is going to be 4 now. So we'll do topic grid. So we'll do display grid template columns. In this case, it's going to be a grid of 4 that occupy that whole space. Same gap, so we'll do gap of 1. Same thing. We'll set it to position relative like the other one, and overflow hidden for our text. So now we could just create a single we'll do same thing. So it's display flex direction column, gap 0.25. So again, we'll have our image in the top. We'll do topic, image, container. I'm gonna give it an aspect ratio of 'and we'll do overflow hidden with a border radius again. Like we see right here. And then we'll just create the details. Now we need our image right here. So we'll do image. We could just copy the class name we have on our image here. So I'll just do this because it's the exact same thing. So where is it at? Right here. Same thing. So we'll do class. Now we'll bind this. Oh, we'll get a cycle to our array first. So we'll do the v4. So it's a for loop. And we'll do topic. Just setting. Topic dot. Let's see what we called it. Image. Okay. So what is next? We'll go to the details container. So we'll do details. And we'll call this topic details. Okay. Now we have to see two different things right here. So we have a gap in between this container right here. So yes, this is vertically aligned, but we have a container to the left and then a container to the right. So we're going to do display flex. Details. So we'll do display flex. As you can see, we have some sort of a gap. So we'll do gap 0.5. And then, as we could see, it's starting at the top of the container. So we'll do flex. Justify content flex start. Okay. So now we have to the left. So we have the topic. So we'll just call this channel or stream image. Image. We'll do a class of same thing actually. Top image. We'll bind this to our topic. Wait, let me see something. Okay. We're gonna create. We'll do kick. We'll do user image. Now we're gonna steal this image right here. So we'll grab this. Perfect. So we'll come back right here. and this is dot user image. This is going to be with 32. Let's check it out right there. Border radius. So there we go. I think it has some padding. Let's check it out. Yes, it does. So we're going to do, let's check it out. So top and bottom 8 pixels, left and right. So we can just come right here. Topic details, right here. Box sizing, box padding. We'll do 0.5 top and bottom, and left and right we'll do 0.375. Like so. And I think we're going to get rid of this gap right here. I think that looks better. Okay, so same thing here. Come right here. And we'll call this topic info. Topic info. And this one is display flex. Flex direction. Go. So now we have the name, the category, the streamer, and some tags. And these seem to be the same as that, so we'll just let me see. I mean, we don't have a title. I think we'll just create a static title for now. We'll just copy this title right here. So we'll do this. We'll do text void text. And then we'll also do like this. Let me just add something just to test it out. Let me see something. Let's get this right here. Okay. Let's give this shrink 0. Okay. So we got the category now and the user name. So we'll do exact same thing as this. Let's just come up here. Which is this right here. Copy that. This is going to be topic category. And the next one is username. So we're going to come into and here, grab its kick name. There we go. And all we have left is the tags, which we could just copy from our previous section. I'll grab this right here. And this is going to be tag, but this is going to be topic tags. Perfect and perfect. Okay, we have to put this and make it wrapper, so we'll do tag wrapper. And this has to be display flex gap. Like so. We're going to give it some space, okay, from the top. So we'll do margin top, like so. And that looks much cleaner. Alright. And like I said, this is pretty much the exact same thing. So you could just copy this for every single topic. And it's going to give you all that, okay? So let's do this live right here. So we're going to go on our app. Right here. So we'll do single topic container. We'll do position relative. And then we can come right here and do live tag. So let me see. So again, it has some top and some left. Let me just grab what text size it is. So it's green. So it's small right there and font weight. Okay. So we'll do to have some padding. It does. So we'll do height 24 pixels. Let's check it out. Padding, okay. Heading, we'll do top and bottom 0, 6 pixels left and right. Do position, absolute, top. We'll do left. Background color, we'll give it a black right here. .8 to get that effect. We'll do display flex. Center. So now we'll just create a span. XS. Have we created our green color yet or no? No green color. Okay. So we could just we'll just grab the green color. So we'll call this text. Live. We'll do text transform. Uppercase. And we'll just give it a color. We'll give it a green color. Okay, we're gonna have to fix this right here by giving it a Z index of 21, for example, and there we go. All right, so guys, fix this. Navbar, go to our navbar right here. Find this navbar. Do Z index equal to 21, or anything greater than pretty much 1 in this case. We'll just set to 21 so we have some margin. If other things, if we start giving other things Z indexes. Alright, so that there's working. What were we doing? Oh yes, the live. So we'll do color. We'll take our green color from here. Right there. So now we'll just text live right here. We'll do text live. Now we'll do live. So now look at that. Right there. Again, some border radius, so we'll do border radius. Like so. Alright, and like I said guys, this, we can just copy this in our index and repeat it several times. Alright, so we get this. So that's going to be it for this part 3 of the series. Let me know if you guys want me to continue the series. We can continue by maybe creating this browse section right here, or even this following section. We can do in a later video if you guys like. Just let me know what you guys want to see, or what other website you guys want me to copy and rebuild. And yeah, catch you guys in the next tutorial.